So, you want to 1cc Battle Garegga. This video will go over some basic tips and patterns to help you clear the game for the first time. For this video, I'll be using Miyamoto, selected with the C button for a smaller hitbox. Now surely you've heard of the rank in Battle Garegga. It's displayed on the left side here. Everything you do in this game will increase it, and dying lowers it, but it's not as scary as it sounds if you follow a few simple rules. First off, don't pick up excess power-ups. Second, suicide often in the early game. And 3, don't pick up bombs at max bombs. You're fine to max out your shot power early on using the large shot items, just not the small ones, as the rank increase is comparatively small compared to collecting options. Speaking of options, you only want to use 2 of them until stage 5. If you accidentally collect a third one, it's not really a big deal, you just have to be sure to only have 2 after your next suicide. And medals, you want to chain these until the beginning of stage 6. If you break your chain, it might be in your best interest to not bother with restarting it at all. And that's the basics done. Now we can move on to the real meat of the game. This castle on the left here has the famous birds. You can spend a bomb on these to get some extra score if you want to. Shoot these tanks as they're going over the houses to get an extra medal. When these red planes appear on both sides, get ready for the tank to rush you. Misdirect around its cannon to get some free damage on it. These medium-sized bombers will drop medals if you destroy their wings first, before destroying their center. Madball is a really random boss. If you don't feel confident dodging its spiraling gray pattern, feel free to bomb it honestly. You'll get a lot of bombs later on. I dismantle the boss for some extra points, but it's not necessary to clear the game. You can bomb at the very start here for some extra medals if you need the points. As my score is nearing 1 million, I suicide to drop my lives to 1 for a large rank reduction. The more lives you have in stock upon death, the less rank will drop on death. You can bond these 6 silos here for some extra medals for more points. You can get an extend from the stage 3 mid-boss if you let it drive all the way to the end of its track. I actually fail this and miss out on the extend, making me lose a rank reduction opportunity. I suicide here to drop to 1 life for the extend pickup, but fail to keep it alive. Earth Crisis can be fought normally, since you'll probably have max bombs here. It's okay to bomb if you need to. The death here was actually accidental, but it allows my rank to drop to 1%. You may have noticed that I've collected a few excess items at this point. This is actually fine. The rank increase is actually somewhat minor if it only happens a few times. The real problem is actually doing it over and over. This will kill your rank and raise it much faster than you'd like it to be. I bombed these pipes for medals, resulting in a 170k score gain. Watch out for this tank here, tackle it the same way as you would as the one in stage 2. As before, I bombed these boxes for medals, which gives me an extra 120,000 points. Stay on the right here for the brown tanks. You can actually speed kill the first one for free before moving to the leftmost one, and then back to the right. You can bomb these rails for medals for extra score, but I opt not to. As for Satanic Surfer, you fight this boss normally. You can bomb if you get in a bad position. For stage 5, the gunboats ahead is where we'll collect our third and fourth option. Drop 5 bomb fragments from the head of the ship, and then pick up an option before collecting any more fragments. This gives you search options, the most powerful ones in the game. This stage is also why we're using Miyamoto. The destruction bonuses for these gunboats are higher with non-piercing weapons, meaning we'll actually get more score here and more extends. At this point, we're also no longer intentionally suiciding. Rank should be low enough to ride smoothly from here out, just sit back and enjoy the music. The first mid-boss, Nose Laugh in Mark II, is a bit tough with search options. They target strange areas on the boss, resulting in a longer fight. You can swap your options here, but you'll need to get search back for stage 6. Otherwise, you can keep the options as is, and bomb when things get a bit dicey. Madball 2 is very hard. Don't feel any shame for bombing him once, or hell, even twice. Slayer is a great source of points and bombs. The hatches are worth 60k total each, and there are a lot of bomb fragments to get throughout the ship. When you destroy the middle turret, be prepared to macro dodge the yellow spread. You have the speed to do it with Miyamoto. For the mini black carts, you can sit under their side wings to maximize damage and catch metal drops. As for Blackheart himself, the search options will automatically target the middle, resulting in very high damage very fast. If things go well, you even skip straight to the third phase. It's a mostly macro heavy fight. Be prepared to move a lot with the rhythm of its firing pattern until the winder appears. With the winder, depending on the side of the screen you're on, it'll move in a different direction. For example, if you're on the left, it'll move right. The winder can go on for multiple attacks, so be prepared to keep the rhythm. Stage 6 is where beginners go to die. If you make it this far, you've cleared half of the game at this point. Stop caring about medals from this point on, and if you haven't died, you should have 4 lives in stock at this point. The turret wall. Don't be shy to bomb twice here if you have the stock to do it. If you've lost your search options, you can pick up one of these bomb fragments, leaving 5, and then trying to get an option drop from any of the large tanks as the fragments go off the screen. The tank onslaught is a great place to hoard up some extra bombs. You'll need them for the end of the game and the end of the stage. Keep your eyes open and watch from all angles for Zako shots. The stage can be pretty deceptive with how bullets will spawn. When you start to see the circular laser turrets, you can go directly on top of them for an easy kill. After the 4th laser turret, be prepared for a pretty tough section. The tanks ahead have a lot of HP, and there's 3 of them to boot. Stream to the edge of the screen and then bomb when you get trapped. Cut back as your bomb ends, and bomb again if you have to. You need to play it safe here. Junkie Monkey is actually a pretty fun boss. Its first phase has you macro dodging the missiles while taking out the ground turrets that it's going over. As it locks into the middle of the screen, sit on one side and take out the turrets, while you let your options do the rest. Phase 2 starts. Miyamoto's speed works wonderful here, as it's a heavy macro dodging phase. If you hear that clang sound, be prepared to bomb if you're not in the middle of the screen, as it's going to send a spread attack at you. Phase 3 is the final phase, which is the arm phase. Stay attentive and dodge to your heart's content. There's no real trick here. Just be mindful of the bullets that are spawning and the turrets, and you'll make it out alive. Stage 7 advances when all parts of a phase are destroyed, or when the timer runs out. The first two phases are pretty self-explanatory. The third one is where you need to use that Miyamoto speed. Misdirect the spreads to the side to give you room to cut back. When all 6 large turrets are destroyed, the stage will progress. Just be very careful of those side hatches, they will kill you. You can stay up at the top here to kill those red fighter jets. Blackheart 2 is the most menacing fight in the game. If you have search options, stay on the side and let them do the work for the mini Blackhearts. If you don't, set them to reverse and hug the side while tap dodging the bullets. When Blackheart 2 appears, take your options off of search and put them in the neutral position. The search options lock onto the wings at first, which will do no damage and put you in great danger. When you see Blackheart stop and then open its wings, you have to be under him as he'll shoot a gray spread at you. When you see him dropping down, he's progressing to phase 2. You can bomb these if you want some extra points, it's actually very lucrative. For this spread pattern, if he's low, dodge at the side where you can see the pattern open up. If he's high, dodge directly below him. Phase 3 is where everything counts. You'll choose a number of random attacks to throw at you, in between drop-down attacks and winders. This suicide is intentional before I achieve my 7 million point extent. While that was a bit of a slaughter on my end, if you can make it through Blackheart 2 at all, you actually have a real chance of clearing. Woe Squid is a tanky boss with a strict timer. He'll start with a random spam attack, followed by a winding gray bullet pattern, and then an aimed spread, in that order for its first phase. When it proceeds to phase 2, it'll drop lower on the screen, shooting vague lines of bullets while two random cannons appear on its back. Either missiles, bombs, lasers, bullets, destructibles, all of these can be pretty scary. You'll need to move a lot here and misdirect all of the fire. Be very attentive of what cannons are active. Here's a tip though, if you do get double destructibles, you basically get to damage the boss for free. For its final phase, the boss will spasm all over the screen. You have two methods to dealing with this phase. You could either stay on the corner with reverse options, which is pretty safe, or you can be directly in the middle. I find the middle to actually work quite well with Miyamoto, as the splash damage takes care of the red bullets. Just be careful of moving too fast and too aggressively for this phase, as the red bullets' HP is quite high here, meaning they can pierce through your shots a little bit. Take it slow and just make minor movements. And that is how you 1cc Battle Garegga.